name is Eileen. I'm in the United States Navy Reserve. I am a CV, a builder. I have been in for almost 2 years, joined in January 24, 2019. The word veteran to me means someone that has served for our country, someone that has sacrificed their life, their family, being away from their loved ones. Not only have they sacrificed their health, and that's being their physical and mental health, as being in the medical field and working with our vets at the VA, I have the opportunity to have the perspective of seeing my vets while still being active and back at home, and helping them when they are feeling sick or ill or having any mental illnesses from this PTSD that we have from serving in our country. And I have those both experiences of helping them. And it's a gratitude, it's a feeling that when I go home, I know I helping someone in some way. I am serving. I'm in the United States Navy Reserve, and that would be considered like my part-time job. And I also serve my veterans because I work at the VA in the ED department, serving my vets. And I also go to school full-time, which I'm almost done, because my next goal in my life is, for next year when I graduate, is I'm gonna go and apply for boards so I can get commissioned and become an officer. And then from there, my plan is to do the program, the medical program for nurse practitioner through the Navy and the U of A. So it's not easy, but you can accomplish it. If you really want things in life, they don't come to you. You have to look for them. And like I mentioned before, I think that everyone should serve in the military. It has its perks. It's not easy, but you get to serve your country. You get to work part-time as a military, have your education paid for, and travel all over the world, meet people, work as a team. And those are things that are good qualities to have in your career, in your resume. The military looks for people that are highly educated, and us military personnel are considered that. So those are good qualities to look for and think about it as being a U of A student and considering, being in the military. The first memory that comes into my mind is when I first joined the military. You don't know what to expect. You're going into a new environment of the unknown, just the unknown. You don't know anybody there. You don't know what's going to happen next, and you just have to go with the flow. You have to get adapted to a new environment. The constant, the no sleep, the weather, whether it's too cold, too hot, extreme changes in the life. The constant adapting to being drilled into yelling, into the military lifestyle that we have to. It's like learning a new language. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I think nobody that has joined the military and has been through that will never forget that experience of being through that critical training, because not everybody can do it. You have to be ready mentally and physically to go. And I'm not saying that no one can do it. Everybody can do it. Everybody should have this experience. Everybody should join the military after high school. I think it's just should be part of our curriculum of education and have that experience. We should all serve our country in my opinion. Next memory I have in mind is completing, graduating, advancing from boot camp, moving on to the next step in your career, of your military career. You know, you made it, and not just you yourself, you made it as a team, because you know, in the military, you're not yourself. We work together, we do everything together, we take care of each other, so we made it as a team. And it's not just 30, it's hundreds of us, you know, and it's a really good feeling to move on and go on to the next step. And now you can do your job, go learn your job, and go out and be deployed somewhere, you don't know where, and you're going to meet new people and be there. And it's a really good feeling for yourself, for your instructors, for your family. You know, you didn't leave them down, you made it. In ACE school and training, you're learning a new career. It's like, to me, it was like learning a new language. It's in an outdoor environment, so you know, critical weather, and day or night, you're going at it. You know, you go to your career training during the day, and then you still have your job during the night, whether it's watch or whatever you have to do. So just the lack of sleep and having to learn something new every day, that is a personal experience that I had. I accomplished it. The constant marching everywhere, and if you're not on the right step, you do it over and over and over again for hours. Learning the cadence, you have to sound off. So those are experience to me. And then you still have your physical training you have to do, which is very important. If you don't pass it, you ain't going anywhere. So I think in one of my trainings in ACE school, one of our testing, I didn't pass on the first time, and I was set back a month. And you know, when you're ready to leave your training and go back home to your family, you're expecting to be there. And you know, having to make a call back home and saying, hey, I won't be there for another couple more months. So, you know, it's like you're letting them down. I went to a deployment for a month for a field training exercise, where we're out in the field, and rainy weather, really cold weather. Probably slept 1 hour every day, if so. Learning how to do patrols, learning your military wording, and doing the comms communication, all that. It's another world. You won't forget that. And you're with people from all over the world, that you have to learn how to work together and accomplish the mission. So you don't forget those experiences. I'm also part of the Honor Guard for the United States Navy, so I also serve my vets that have passed and do their funeral honors. And that to me is, it's an honor to be able to be at their funeral and serve. And you know, my role there is I play the bugle, so I do that part, which was really hard to learn it. And then I also do the flag folding and present it. So every funeral will be different. It's very powerful, that moment. And even you can do 100s and you'll still be nervous, and presenting that flag to the family, to the next of kin, and playing that bugle over and over again for those vets. It's a flashback every time of, you know, because for most parts there's an image of that vet, and it reminds you of what you've been through, what your vet's been through when I'm working, and just it's a flashback of the training and every time we have to deploy. So to me, it's an honor of serving in the Honor Guard for our vets. I'm very thankful to be part of it. Number one, take a little bit of time to know more about vets, about the history, of vets. It's not just 4th of July, Veterans Day, or, Memorial Day. There's more to those stories. And even us, we don't know until we go into it and live it. And I think if there was more education on that, people would probably consider more being part of the military. And this is not to just say, okay, join the military, but it's some of our vets, like some of my patients, my vets, and they're not younger like us. My elderly, they've been through a lot. They've seen a lot. They've been a lot, and sometimes you don't understand them until you get to know them, and all these mental issues that they're having, or one limb missing. You get to see like what I've been through is not even close to what they've been through. And we don't realize that everything that we have here in America is because of the vets that have served, that didn't get to come back home, or many of these vets that tell us stories when they're my patients, and you don't understand why they keep telling that story over and over and over again. And that's just, it's like a tape. That's their last, what happened, and it just stays there. And even if you talk to them sometimes, because they're 90-year-olds, almost 100-year-olds, and gotta give them comfort and loving. I just came back from a deployment, and many of my vets that were serving, and some didn't make it. And I saw them one day, met them one morning, and the next day they passed. And you met them, and they were really happy. You tell them, even though they're not there, but they understood that you served, and they were really happy and thankful that you were helping out. And that's all they have. All they have, us. They don't have their families anymore. And I don't know, it's just, look into it more, I would say. And there's more to that story. It's very interesting what our vets have been through and what we're still doing. So that's my story.